How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Tuesday, July the 1st, 2025. It's your man Big D, and I am back with another one. Want to thank all you good folk out there in YouTube land for continuing to show support to my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I'm back with another video. And in this video, we have a young lady who came on these YouTube streets and she literally crashed out. She broke down. She lost it. And family, I feel bad for this young lady because the way that she is relaying her current situation, it is to the point that she feels like she's hopeless. She's in a place in life where she has no idea whether she is coming or going or how in the hell that she is going to survive this thing called life. So, family, what I am going to do is I'm going to play her video and we are going to look at this young lady and extrapolate some things where we could perhaps learn something where we may not find ourselves in a similar situation.
This year and everything is just hitting me right now. It's like not where I wanted to be. I haven't succeeded at anything. God, have I even tried? Like, I don't even know anymore. I don't know how.
So, family, we find this young lady that is turning 40 years old. He says that she hasn't accomplished anything in her life. And we have to ask ourselves, why is that? Why are you in this current state of affairs? Now, I'm going to be honest with your family. I know quite a few people, women, that they are in a similar situation. I know women that are 40 years old, 41 years old, and they still living at home with their parents. Some of them have children, right? And for the life of me, I don't understand how in the world that these women can go through year after year, birthday after birthday, getting older and older, not ever thinking about that there's going to come a time that my ass going to be old and I'm going to need some form of some type of residual income that I can call a retirement that will be there so I don't have to take my last breath on somebody's job. Family, listen, we are in a bad place. And it ain't just women that's going through this, it's men that's going through it too. But the thing about men, you ain't gonna find too many men that's worth their salt, even if they pookies. Man, you ain't gonna find too many men that's gonna come on here like this young lady, like women will do, and just break down and lose it and confess that they've done nothing but waste their life. They've done nothing but have fun girl time. Now, I got a couple questions for this young lady. Ma'am, what did you do? What were you doing when you was 23, 25, 30, 35? What were you doing? Were you trying to pursue a career? Were you trying to go to college, trade school, something? Something is tangible that will some way, somehow help you level up and put you in a better position to succeed. But I would venture to say that this young lady probably was just having a hot girl summer, getting a bike blowed out, getting them vaginal walls stretched from here to there to everywhere, and never thinking and never realizing that one day my ass is gonna age out. I'm gonna age out the dating game where even if I want a good man, I ain't gonna be able to get one because I am pretty sure when this young lady was younger and she could have perhaps found herself a decent dude. She wasn't trying to do that. And statistics say that most times that women have looked past and walked past and turned their nose up at their potential husband or future husband. That's right, I said it. You have men that will probably try to talk to this young lady, probably tried to step to her, and she probably turned her nose up at these men, saying, "Y'all, you not what I'm looking for. You a square. You don't like to go out. You don't like to do this. You don't like the club. You just want to stay in the house. All you want to do is go to work and save your money. You ain't trying to take no trips. You ain't trying to do any of that." So it is a possibility that a good dude that had his life together wanted to perhaps marry this young lady. But for whatever the reason, she passed it by. Now, I'm just giving a hypothetical because I don't know this lady's circumstances. I don't. But I do know that in this life, you either have you either gonna be the have or you gonna be the have nots. You have to make the decision. You have to determine what trajectory you want your life to go on. And oftentimes, when we are young, we don't realize that one day we are going to be old. Man, let me tell you, I remember when I was 23 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. But what I keep asking myself is, damn, where did all the time go? I was just 30 years old not too long ago. And I asked myself, where did the time go? It's like the time just whisked past my eyes, and before I knew it, I was 50 years old. And I can assure that this young lady right here, before she knows it, she gonna be 50 years old because 10 years gonna fly by. And unfortunately, I will have to say that on the conventional job where you have to put in darn near 40, 50 years to have a decent retirement, because most jobs, all they have, especially for civilian jobs, all they got for you is a 401k. That's all they got. And man, if the retirement that these regular, what I call civilian jobs have, man, if they don't have a decent retirement, man, you might find yourself having to still work when you like 60 or 70. Nobody wants that. So, family, all we can do is look at this young lady, and my heart bleed for her. But I will, but listen, I'll bet a dollar to a donut that this lady committed some type of self-inflicted wounds along the way, and that's why she is here right now. I'll bet a dollar to a donut that's what the case is.
To do anything. I don't know how to cope with anything, and I don't know how to, I did this whole growing thing wrong. Like I'm supposed to be an adult. I'm supposed to be able to handle these things, and I can't handle anything. I literally am just realizing like it's been 40 years of this, and like it's 40 years of just being confused and not knowing and like figuring things out slower and like not like
But hold on now, ma'am. You got to take some accountability. You got to be responsible for those years that you effed off. That's right. Ma'am, did you F off them in your earlier years? Did you not try to make something of yourself? Come on, you don't know how to adult. I bet you ain't have no problem adulting when you was going out clubbing. I bet you ain't have no problem being an adult when Lil Dank had your ass folded up in the goddamn figure four while he was blowing your bike out. I bet you ain't had no problem being no adult then, but now that 40 years later, you find yourself staring at the wall, and not just the wall as far as dating is concerned. There's a wall as far as employment and retirement is concerned too, because I can assure you, If you don't start working towards retirement when you in your 20s, if you don't start working towards a retirement in your 20s, in your younger years, and you wait till you 30, 40 to talk about, oh, I need to start thinking about my future. And let me tell you something. You done already served yourself up an L. That's right. You done served yourself up a L. This young lady, whatever the reason, either she didn't have no guidance, or perhaps she refused to take the advice of people who tried to talk some common sense to her.
I haven't built anything. I haven't nothing like to show for this time. I just don't know what I'm doing here, and I'm lost. I'm afraid, and I don't.
So she's lost and afraid. And let me tell you something, family. If I was in her situation, I probably would be a little apprehensive too. Because at 40 years, let's hypothetically say, family, at 40 years old, let's say she decided to go do some type of career where she can retire with 20 years, she can retire. Well, at 40, and she do 20 years, she gonna be 60. And that's a job where if you do 20 years, you can retire. Man, nowadays on these jobs now, man, you got to damn near do 45, 50 years to have a decent retirement. And you can't bank on Social Security because they're saying Social Security is going to be bankrupt. What is it by 2035, something like that. So, family, I feel bad for this young lady because whatever her circumstances are, it can't be good. Because for her to come on the World Wide Web and break down the way that she did, this woman is at ends with. She is at she is at ends length with her life. She ain't gonna make it. The way she is breaking down, I hate to say it, but there's a likelihood that she is not gonna make it. And as I always say, everybody ain't gonna survive this thing called life. And for you ladies out there who have these hot girl summers and you are fucking off and doing all this, ain't thinking about your future. Well, let me tell you something. You better take heed because it's a lot of women out here that's doing what this young lady's doing right now. Don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and they don't have no clue as to how they gonna survive the upcoming years as they get elderly. A lot of women have children, and they bank on their children to be their retirement plan. Yeah, that's right. They say, well, I'm gonna have me a couple kids, and hopefully all of my kids, or at least one of my kids, gonna amount to something, and they'll look after me. Which really and truly, that ain't cool either, because guess what? Your kids ain't asked to be here. They ain't asked to come here, and it ain't their responsibility to take care of you because you effed off your life. You didn't do the right thing, and because you have a child, or children that are successful, that you should look to depend on them to be your retirement plan. Family, we got problems. We got problems. And this young lady coming on the World Wide Web, these YouTube streets, this is just another example of how people need to get their SHIT together. They need to start planning. Because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.